This is the tutorial on how to start the boat motor for rental. There's a number of things that you have to know. First, before we even get going, you have to make sure that there are life jackets for everybody in the boat. This is the required safety kit. So inside here there's a bailing bucket, throw line, a whistle and a flashlight. Those have to be in the boat at all times. This red thing here is actually a hand pump. So rainwater that comes into the boat, you can use this to hand pump it out. The only other thing is in and around the bays of the lake, it's idle only. You can't come flying in. We don't want wake damaging other people's docks, boats, that sort of thing. Now, to get started, you will have received a code that will get you into both the lock box, which is where you find this tether. This is required to actually start the boat, and this can be the lock box can be found just across from the basement door, underneath the deck, very close to where the life jackets are. So you need that, and then it would be the same code for this cable lock, which locks the boat to this cleat. That'll kind of get you going. Now, to kind of walk you through the process of this. So this is the gas tank. It will not be attached, so you have to attach it. The round part here goes into the round part just below the choke here. You're going to push this in. You're going to hear an audible click, so it's locked in place. It doesn't pop off. The other thing that you have to know too before you get started is there is this small vent screw on top. You just loosen that vent screw off. That allows air to come into the gas tank so that it doesn't cavitate and limit the fuel. Next, to get started, is you're going to squeeze this primer ball 2 or 3 times, just until it's firm. That's going to prime the gas into the motor. Now, how this works is this little piece here is what's required to start the motor. It's going to go into the stop button. So it basically goes right in between it, pulls that stop button out, and allows the engine to run. When you're using it, I recommend that this gets clipped to your life jacket. In the event you get thrown overboard, this will pull out. It stops the engine immediately and the boat doesn't take off on you. Now, to actually get started, you have to make sure that the engine is in neutral. So this is reverse, neutral, forward. So it has to be in neutral. It will not start. You won't even be able to pull this if it's in forward or reverse. If the engine was cold, this is the choke here. You would pull the choke out to get it started, and as it warms up, you're going to push it back in. Do not run this with the choke on it for any length of time. It will foul up the plugs and you'll have some problems. Now, before starting, make sure the throttle is in the right spot. So the throttle obviously twists like this. This arrow here is going to line up with the arrow near the start button, or the start symbol. Now all you're going to do is you're in neutral, your tether is attached. You're just going to basically pull the motor and it's running. Now this is obviously warm. I was just running it, so I didn't need to use the choke. But if you did need to use the choke, sometimes it's maybe a couple pulls, but it'll get started. Now before you get going, you have to make sure that you see water coming out of this port here. This is the cooling system for the motor. If you don't see water, do not run the motor. It either means there's something wrong or there's something, it could be weeds or that sort of stuff that's trapped around the intake, which is down by the propeller. So if that's the case, you would turn the motor off. You tilt it up, just make sure that it's clean so that water can flow through it. Now, to shift into, the other thing too is there is a little green light here. This is the oil light. So provided that shows up as green, you're good to go. The oil pressure is fine. If it's red or any other color, do not take it out. So to shift it into gear now, all it is push it. That's into reverse. This is going to be in forward. Do not shift it into gear if you've given it a bunch of gas. So it won't shift in when it's revving up. It has to be just idling for you to shift into it. But once it's shifted into gear, then obviously you can, throttle up. To stop the motor, all it is you're going to pull this off and it stops. There's nothing else that has to be done. You don't have to, it just makes sure that it's out of gear. Leave it in neutral. Beyond that, the only other thing that I would say is if you haven't tied a boat up to a cleat before, there is a proper way to do it. You don't have to tie a bunch of knots. There's a really simple way to do this that's very secure. So all you're going to do is you're going to run your line underneath the cleat on this side, wrap it over and under, and then when you come back over this way, you're going to put a twist in the line so that this here, the free end, actually sits underneath the loop. That allows it to lock in under this piece here. You're going to do the same thing on this side so that it locks here as well. And then what you can do is you can just wrap it around here a couple times if you want. That's fully secure, nothing's going to happen, it will not slip, and it's secure. So you'll do that for front and back. There is an anchor up front, so if you are fishing, you can use the anchor. Just make sure it's secured to the boat before you drop it in. And then the only other thing that I would say is these fenders here, when you're running, make sure they're inside the boat, otherwise you're going to get sprayed with water. It's not very pleasant. And then if you're putting the boat away, make sure that you put the cover back on like you found it. That's really kind of the only thing that keeps dirt and rain and that sort of stuff out of it. And make sure that you screw the vent back in on the fuel can, and then disconnect this line as well. So if it's not being run, just leave it disconnected. Put the tether back into the lockbox, lock it up, lock the boat up, and that's it.